Hi, I'm Kabir Khan and you are watching Bollywood Hungama.
The entire storyline is about a Pakistani girl who's mute and how Salman Khan, who's a Hanuman Bhakt, and how he just goes back to just drop her off. The entire, whenever India-Pakistan comes into the picture, it's all about Pakistan bashing and jingoism and all these things. Salman Khan said yesterday that if you're looking for bashing and negativity and all these things, you should not come to the theatre either. But personally, Kabir Khan, being like a Muslim name, you have a huge, I think, worldview which maybe people not be bothered about, but they can just pinpoint about the religion factor. And then there is Pakistan, who have their own point of view as well. So somewhere, do you feel that it's a touchy subject as well, that it's like a catch-22 situation? Aap kuch bhi kare, lekin there will be fingers pointing at you somehow.
I think if you're making it with a good intention, if you are making it with an attempt to basically celebrate the fact that Bajrangi Bhaijaan is taking this lost Pakistani girl to her house, and the kind of experiences that he goes through, we don't need to be worried about falling prey to any negativity. We are doing it with good intentions. I think we are sensible people and sensitive people who are putting it together. We have weighed the pros and cons of every scene in the film so that it doesn't inadvertently become insensitive to any community or anybody. And I'm glad to say that it's not at all a film that in any way will hurt anybody. It's about love, it's about compassion, and I have no fears that any right-minded person will get upset by it. If there are some people like we've spoken about, then with these guys they'll get upset about anything. So I don't think we should bother about people who have no logic in their arguments and absolutely are coming from a position which no one really understands. So I'm not bothered about upsetting the regular common person of this subcontinent. But yes, if there are some fanatics who take and are hostile to any liberal idea, then so be it.
I'll be more specific about the question that you having like a Muslim name somewhere, it is expected from you that it has to be like a India point of view. It cannot be like a Pakistan point of view. And Pakistan, the thing is that if you're not really putting across a certain point of view, they will have issues with the fact that like a Muslim has made this movie, but he's not presenting like a point of view that we'll be more comfortable with. That's a tricky situation as well somewhere. Either you're appeasing or you're just maybe
correct. And I think the only way to counter this is by not being conscious of it. If I become conscious of the fact that my name is Muslim and therefore I will be perceived in a certain way and therefore I should be careful, I think I'll go wrong. I think the best way to approach these subjects or anything that has to do with any politics is approach it with what you truly believe in and say it the way you believe in. Because otherwise, if you try and second guess and try and do something to appease one section or appease the other section, bearing in mind the whole baggage that you are carrying because of your cultural identity, I think you can go wrong. So I really actually do not give too much thought to that. I don't, when I'm writing, I'm just writing straight from the heart. I'm trying to say what I like to see, what is the kind of politics I believe in. This is what I'm stating, and I would not want to be identified as a Hindu or Muslim while I'm saying something.
Why is it that Kabir Khan never just opts for safe subjects, and you love to shoot in the most torturous, I think, locations as well, that you make people trek like anything to the farthest of places, be it Kabul Express, be it New York, be it Ek the Tiger, and be it Bajrangi Bhaijaan. You always have this somewhere, this entire interpersonal, maybe like something that is corresponding to nationalities
political
and
context. I think searching for identity.
Searching for identity.
So
why is it that is it because of the fact that you're a documentary filmmaker and somewhere
several facts, Faridoon. I think I personally believe that a filmmaker makes the films he or she would like to see. Ultimately, because I think when I'm making a film, when I'm putting together a scene, I'm putting it together the way I would like to watch it on cinema, because you actually only know yourself, you don't know any other person. So the best way to sort of judge a scene is whether it works for you, and if it works for you, you hope that it'll find a resonance with sort of other like-minded people. So the kind of films that I like to watch are the kind of films I'm today making, and the kind of films I like to watch come from several factors, from just probably the fact that my father was a professor in Jawaharlal Nehru University. International politics used to be dining room conversation for us, so I always had this sort of basic backdrop of what's happening around the world. I was always very intrigued by it. After film school, when I started doing documentaries and started working with specifically a journalist named Saeed Naqvi, we did a lot of international travels together. I got to know more sort of understanding of politics and the way sort of the way the world is from a South Asian context. I think all these put together, my documentary background, my childhood, my basic interest in politics, whether it's what's happening in India or what's happening abroad, that finds a way into the backdrop of my films. I mean, the films at the end of the day, human stories. I mean, Bajrangi Bhaijaan essentially is a nice, lovely, warm human relation story of Pawan, Bajrangi and this little girl. But the backdrop will always be a real context. My attempt actually has been right from the beginning to, in mainstream cinema, to try and put a real context to the stories, because I have always been a little uncomfortable as an audience and always have struggled to watch films that are set in a vacuum. Often they're very good films, also celebrated films like love stories that are in a vacuum. There's no context to them, and I've always struggled with that. So when I've got this opportunity to make these films in the mainstream space, I'm always trying to put a real context to it. And I'm pretty fortunate that all of them have actually been successful even at the box office. That means somebody is identifying with it, and the audience is sort of liking that aspect of my storytelling.
Hi, this is Faridoon Shahryar. For the most interesting celebrity interviews, do subscribe to Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.